It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland, Magic TV Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Absolutely. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Yeah, this is where you find out the latest and greatest tricks and what we think of them. Remember, it's only our opinion. Doesn't make it right, but you're getting our honest opinion on all of these tricks. And I think we're really the only review show out there that tries to perform every single trick that we review.
Unless it's terrible.
Unless it's terrible and it needs throwing in a bit. Yeah. Which isn't happening this week. That's good. In fact, we're going to start with a good trick. We're going to start off with a really good trick. We're going to start off with a trick from Victor Sands. Let's have a look at Little Thief. So first up, we have Little Thief by Victor Sands. And this is... nuts, I think is the only way I can describe it. It's nuts. It's bloody bonkers, this trick. I'd like to know what they were on when they came up with this. Right, okay. Victor's sitting around with his mate Bob. Hey, Bob. Hey, Victor. How you doing, Victor? I'm good, Bob. How are you? I'm good. You working on anything, Victor? Well, actually, I've just had an idea for a trick. Oh, really? What's that? Well, I'm going to get the king to stretch his hand out and grab a piece of the card that you've signed and pull it onto his belly. And I'm going to actually have his hand come out and grab the piece, and then I'm going to give it you afterwards and you can examine it. And Bob's going to be like, are you nuts, Victor? Because honestly, I think you've got to be on something to come up with a trick like this. This is mental. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a performance of Victor Sands' Little Thief.
So I've got my dad behind the camera. I have a deck of cards. Now from the deck of cards, in here I have the King of Hearts. Now the King of Hearts, he is a thief, and he steals everything from the deck. Now Dad, just say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
There?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like that, there. Okay. Look at that card.
Got it?
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your card.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay, right. That's your card.
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the King of Hearts, and he's going to try to steal your card, okay?
Okay.
He's going to try to steal your card. Okay, right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. His little hands come out.
What do you mean his little hand? He hasn't
Look,
got
he's
a
got a
little
little
hand.
hand.
He has got a little hand. That's a little bit crazy. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure he's going to steal your card. You ready?
Yeah. What? The corner of the cards appeared.
He just stole a corner of the card. Like, where did that come from? Where? There's a card
What?
here without a corner. What was your card?
It was the 3 of clubs.
The 3 of clubs.
No way.
He just took he just took the corner of the card back.
No way. What?
It matches perfectly. Your card.
So, this is actually a really good trick. Even though it's batshit mental, it's a really good trick.
Yeah.
You're the one that learnt it. It's not I thought...
I mean, I learned it from you because you taught it.
Yeah, I watched the tutorial while you were at school and I taught it you, but...
School?
School, well, somewhere. Christmas, I don't know what we were doing. But...
I've been to school in the last 2 weeks.
I know.
It's a Christmas holiday.
I know it is. But here's the thing, right? Let's just talk about this. I thought that the gimmick would break really easily. I looked at it and I was like, okay, this is going to break. But we've put this through its paces and then some.
This through the limit.
And it's taken a licking and it's keeping on ticking, which is really great.
Yeah.
The gimmick is actually really easy to use.
Yeah.
So what's smart about this is you have this little envelope. It comes with a Himber envelope. And the reason for the Himber envelope is so that you can actually have the card examined at the beginning. And presentationally, it all makes sense. You know, I take the king out the cards because it's a thieving little sausage. So it goes out the cards. I'm not going to allow it into my deck because it's a thieving little card. So you take it out the deck. And then you have them pick the card, you get it put back in the pack, all of this fun stuff. I love the moment where it just reaches over and it grabs the card. It looks so good. It grabs the piece of the card. It looks amazing. And then pulls it back onto its belly. And I love the fact that you don't have to steal anything off at that point. You can literally just turn it around and show that it's now got the piece of the card on the belly and it matches exactly. And the cool thing is you get a handout card as well. So you can then switch that gimmick card. And he goes through many different ways of doing that. But you can switch the gimmick card for a handout card. So then you can hand that card out and have it examined. And on the project, the other thing that Victor does is he teaches you how to actually make up your own handout card. So you can sit there, you can get yourself a deck of King of Hearts and deck of 3 of clubs, and you can make yourself souvenir cards. So when you do this, if you want to, you can actually give it them as a souvenir, and they can keep that forever, which I thought was a really nice idea. I mean, they've really thought this through.
Yeah.
They really have thought this through. It's not difficult to do. It packs small, plays big. The deck of cards is regular. You have to sneak one card in there that's pre-prepared, but you can do that in the action of actually bringing the envelope out to show the King of Hearts in the envelope. But in essence, because of that, the cards are examinable at the beginning. The King of Hearts is examinable at the beginning, and with a little bit of switchy-rooiness, is that a word, switchy-rooiness? I don't think it is. You can have the card examined at the end. But the big thing is the visual. Look, here's the thing. Card magic is boring. Some card tricks are boring. If you do card tricks can be interesting, but they can also be boring. And there's more chance that a card trick that will be boring than anything else, because there are so many tricks out there where you deal and you do this and you do this and you do this and you know, half of the battle when you're an entertainer is making stuff fun. This is fun. I'm going to make this little hand come out and take a piece of your card. You're going to do what now? I just. What do you think of it? As Mr. I don't do card tricks.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
It's very funny.
It's very funny.
Would you do it in your close-up?
I might.
You're not going to, are you?
I might.
I might means no.
I might have a little packet trick and make it steal the card.
Well, you could do it with a packet. You don't have to use a full deck. I'm going to give this 90%. I love this. I think there's a chance I might do this, or at least try it out a few times and see how it goes. I think it'll get a good reaction. I'm going to give it 90%. What about you?
I'm going to give it also 90%.
90%. 90% from Ryland, the Kid Magician. 90% from me. From one gimmicked card to another gimmick card, and another good one as well. Let's move on with Line. Okay, so next up, we're going to be looking at Line by JT Magic and Chime Wu Shen. Now, Line, JT Magic we've kind of slagged off a little bit recently.
Yeah.
You know,
They haven't been doing
that Cupid arrow was just terrible.
Yeah.
However, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. I'm telling you right now. Julio Monturo released something like this a couple of years ago, and we reviewed it a couple of years ago and gave it a good review. This is a completely different way of doing it, and it is actually a better way of doing it. Yeah. The gimmick is genius. You get two gimmicks. They're both jokers. One gimmick is designed to have a card with a big thick line on it, and with a snap you make it vanish. You make the line vanish.
Yeah.
And then the other one has a wibbly line on it, and you snap it, and it's designed to make that line go completely straight.
Yeah.
And then you get a tutorial that teaches a bunch of different, two different routines. And you learnt both of the routines, didn't you? So we'll have a look at a performance, first of all, of the vanishing line, which is used to actually find a selected playing card. Let's have a look at that one first.
I've got my deck behind the camera, I've got a Sharpie, and I've got a deck of cards. Now to do this trick, I'm going to need to use the Joker. Dad, whenever you want, just say stop.
Stop.
There, you sure?
Yeah.
Have a look at that card.
I've got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
Right, we're going to put it back into the middle, and I'm going to draw a little line onto the Joker. Straight
line?
Through the middle. Straight through the middle, yeah.
Why are you drawing a line on the back of a card?
There you go, just like that. Okay. Now. Okay, there you go. We got the line on the Joker. You
Yeah,
can
I see that. I see the line. I just don't see why.
Well, it's really cool, because if you actually watch this.
What?
Just like that, you can see the line completely
Is that
vanish.
still the Joker?
Yeah, it's still the Joker.
What?
But it completely vanishes off the Joker. And if we look inside the deck, you can see that there's one card with the line on it.
No
Straight
way.
through the middle,
That's
that
not the
card.
Ace of Hearts.
The Ace of Hearts. Was that your card?
Yes.
Okay, that is great. Now, in order to do that trick, you have to have a card prepared. So there has to be a card with a line drawn on it, which you can ring into the deck relatively easily. Like when you take the Joker out, there's a million different ways you can ring that into the deck. But the important thing is, if you do it the way Ryland did it, where you didn't have me sign the card, then you can use that card over and over again. But if you want to have them sign the card, you can give them the card as a souvenir, and you can just prepare a whole bunch of cards with lines on them. That's absolutely not a problem at all. In terms of the actual trick, it's relatively easy to do. It's a regular deck of cards. Tell them about the gimmick, how easy it is to use the gimmick and set the gimmick.
Gimmick easy. You just gotta
It is just a flick, isn't it? And you can flick it up here and flick it down there, but it's a slightly different approach. Do you want to go through that?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's literally just flicking it. Like, you can have it there.
Yeah.
The way to use the gimmick is just have it there, have it in your hand, flick it, boom.
Job done. And it is that easy.
And then to set it, it's just this.
Yeah. So it's an instant reset. It's an instant reset because when you've flicked it and the lines disappeared, you reset automatically back again. All you need to do is just throw another card in the deck. The nice thing about that particular routine as well is the structure. What I mean by that is the Joker can't be examined. But when the line vanishes and you have them spread through the deck, all the focus is on the deck. So you've got all the time in the world to switch that card for another one or put that card away. If you want to switch it for a regular Joker, you can do that very, very easily. But to be honest, I don't think anyone's attention's on the Joker at that point. I think the attention's on the line on the card. But they go through lots of different options. Now, you also get a second gimmick Joker. Do you want to tell them about this second Joker?
The second Joker. Right, so which one we on?
The second Joker, the one where it goes from wibbly to straight.
Oh yeah, so the wibbly to straight. So it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, but instead of having it blank and straight, it's wibbly and straight.
So you can take a
Boom.
wibbly line and make it straight, or you can take a straight line.
A straight line and make it wibbly.
So they go
Wibbly,
through an
wibbly.
idea on the tutorial where they say, hey, you can force a line and you can get a prediction wrong and then turn it correct. But they didn't really give you a way of doing the force. They said
Quinta.
they said just use Magician's Force,
What
but they
is
didn't
that?
really explain. It's another way to describe equivoke or equivocate. But they didn't really explain how to do it. And you watched the tutorial and you were like, ha ha ha, take your Magician's Choice and put it all the way over there. Phil Smith, come on in. It's Quinta time. Honestly, you and I use Quinta more than any other principle in Magic.
Yeah.
Focus had Quinta on it. Heroes and Villains had Quinta on it. Cheetah Chips had Quinta on it. I'm pretty sure the Bag Reboard, my last 4 releases, had one trick on it that involved Quinta.
Wait, even Big Blind?
That's not even out there,
Oh!
Muppet. Will you stop telling people about tricks that I'm yet to have come out? I'm going to stop showing you them. Keep your mouth shut, can you? It is the best force of
Is Cheetah
one of
Chips,
five.
is Cheetah Chips the one with the big stack of bugs?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
You're losing track of all the tricks, aren't you?
No, you said
Imagine
that's
how I
so
feel. Imagine how I feel.
And you've still got like another 70 tricks just in the back of your head. All your work is inside the head. Right, we're gonna put this card in here. And they're like got a little deck of cards and they're trying to think of like 5 tricks at once.
Anyway, Quinta is amazing. Let's have a look at a performance of Ryland using Phil Smith's Quinta to do the wibbly line thing.
So I've got my dad behind the camera and I've got a prediction on the back of this Joker. And this prediction is one of these lines. So I've got a zigzag line, I've got a straight line, I've got a wiggly line, I've got a straight line drawn by someone who's drunk, and I've got a square line, okay? So Dad, I want you to name a number from 1 to 30. Any number.
Any number.
Any number.
21.
21. Are you sure you want to do 21?
Mm-hmm.
21. Okay, right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You got the straight line.
Straight line. That's fair.
Now, on the back of my Joker, I predicted the straight. I predicted the wiggly line.
Did you? Oh yeah, dude, that's wiggly.
That's the wiggly line. It's okay. I may not be a good mentalist, but I am a good magician. Watch
Really?
this.
What?
We now have the straight line.
So there you go. That's that. I mean, that's what it is. It's 2 cards, completely self-working. The way they're made, they're going to last a long time, don't you think? I don't think they're going to break. It's not like elastic thread. I didn't see any thread in the cards.
No, it's not elastic thread. It's literally just a card.
Yeah.
No, it's 2 cards actually. It's a Joker and another card. Just had a line drawn.
You can't really say what it is. You can't describe the gimmick.
Oh yeah, good point.
but it's 2 gimmicked cards, none of which are made with invisible elastic thread. So they're going to last a long time. I love this. My favourite is the line going and finding the other card. I'm definitely going to do this. I know you said your favourite was the wibbly line thing.
Wibbly wobbly woo!
Because that's not a card trick. Technically, he's got 1 card in play as a prediction. That's not a card
Nice.
trick.
Wibbly wobbly woo!
Wibbly wobbly woo. I'm giving this 100%. JT Magic, my hat's off to you.
100%.
100% from Ryland, 100% from me. We're knocking it out the park. Unfortunately, what goes up must come down. And we're about to take a big downer. Okay, so next up, we are going to be looking at Froggy 2.0, or Froggy 2 by Toomey Magic. Now, watching the tutorial, originally this came out as Froggy 1, and Froggy 2 has come out a few years later, and it is apparently, I didn't see the original Froggy, but apparently it's an improved gimmick, it's more reliable, improved performance, so on and so forth. It's basically a way of doing a folded up card to impossible location. But instead of having the card in a mystery box, it's sitting on top of a card box. So, if that sounds interesting to you, you're about to see a performance of it. Let's have a
Hey,
look
I've got
at this.
Ryland behind the camera. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi.
I'm going to show Ryland a trick with a deck of playing cards. You excited, Ryan?
Yeah.
Now, I'm using a red back deck, but do you notice I've also got over here a blue card on top of the card box? Do you notice that?
Yes, I do.
That's going to become important. Say stop for me, Ryan.
Stop.
Sick. That blue card is a prediction of something that's going to happen in the future, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to have you take the card that you picked, the King of Spades. Are you happy with that one?
Yeah.
Good. And I'm going to write your name on there. Now, because it's a picture card, I'm going to write, I'm going to write Craig on one side. I'm going to write Ryland on the other.
And a smiley face in the middle.
With a big smiley face in the middle.
Yay.
So that card is kind of unique. I don't think there's many cards in the world that have that sort of thing.
I don't think there is any cards in the world.
Now check this out, watch. I'm going to show you the difference between sleight of hand and magic.
Okay.
First of all, sleight of hand. I'm going to pop that card down in the middle of the deck. Now you see it going down in the middle of the deck. You know it's down in the middle of the deck, right? But all I have to do is give a little riffle, press the button on top, and when I do, your card comes straight to the top. Now, the fact that this is a signed card makes this kind of impressive, right?
Yeah.
I'll do it again. Look, I take the king, I pop it down in the middle. It really does go down into the middle. I give it a couple of seconds, and when I do, that card comes straight to the top of the deck. Look, I can even leave that card face up in the middle. Can you, if I hold it here, can you see?
Yeah.
I'm going to put all these cards on top. So what would you say, about halfway down?
Yeah.
But watch, when I give a little twist, that card literally comes right to the top of the deck. Now, I can do this every single time. I can do it every single time. But I'm going to go for a big finish. Would you like to see the biggest finish in the world? Would you like to see something that is so unbelievably incredible that it makes your mind just blur with excitement?
Yeah, let me see.
You would, because here's the thing, right? I made the card come to the top of the pack again and again and again and again. But from the very, very beginning, if I do this, I put a blue card over there. If that was your card, would that be good?
Yeah.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be impossible because this is a blue card. It's been here the whole time. It can't possibly be your card because your card had a red back. But if magic was real, it would look something like that.
What?
Boom!
So there I basically did what they suggested that you do on the tutorial, which is do a very quick, ambitious card style routine and then finish off by doing a Mercury card fold. And then obviously the blue card that was sitting on top of the card box is switched for the folded up card, which is then shown to be their card. So first of all, you're either going to need to be able to do the Mercury card fold, or you're going to need to know another method. And obviously there's many, many different ways of actually getting a card folded up without the Mercury card fold. For example, you could just take the deck behind your back and say, look, I'm going to take the deck behind my back. I'm going to find one card. You fold it up secretly behind your back, and then you take the deck back out and you go, this is your card. And they go, no. And yeah, but you've got it in finger palms. So there's lots of different ways of doing that. They cover the Mercury card fold on the tutorial, but there are other ways of doing that. So you need to be able to fold a card, and then what this product allows you to do is have a very visual switch of a card that's folded up on top of the card box for the card that's in finger palm. Now, let's look at pros and cons. I know you would never do this in a million years, but I want to go through pros and cons. Now, the first big pro is the switch looks really, really good. The card is sitting there on top of the card box. You reach in. Now, when I did it in the performance, I reached in and I had the card finger palmed here and I put it in the other hand and showed it, but you could have it in the same hand. So as you take it off, the switch is done immediately. The switch does look really good. So you've got that. You know, a lot of the time there's a lot of folded up card to boxes, you know, like the original Kennedy box, there's millions of them, but the card isn't in full view the whole time. This is in full view the whole time. This reminds me of an old Dave Loosely Alakazam trick that came out years and years and years ago that achieves the same thing with a completely different gimmick. But that is a pro. That it works. What you saw, it works, right? So don't think this doesn't work. It does. It works really well. The switch looks really good. And when you do it and you learn it and you practice it, you're like, oh, that's good. Another pro is that you get two gimmicks. You get one for a red deck, you get one for a blue deck. So although you get a red card case with this, you can have a blue card sitting on top of it or a red card sitting on top of it. So obviously they suggest using the blue card, but that does involve having a stranger card in the deck that you're using. If you use a red card, then you've just got a regular deck in play. You won't have to worry about putting a stranger card in that deck. But they give you a red and a blue, which is great. The case comes in red, but you get a red and a blue card to sit on top of it.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of the negatives that I've got with this. Now, the first negative, there's no live performance. You know, that happens so many times now. It's almost got to a point where I can't be bothered mentioning it, but there's no live performance. But the big negative that I've got with this, or a couple of negatives, first of all, the card case can't be examined at all at any point, nor can the card case have a deck of cards in it. So, and you can't have a deck of cards in the card case. Once the card case is designed to do the switch of the blue card on top of the red card case. So it's not like you can take the cards out the case and put the case down on the table. That's not going to happen. You have to literally walk over to the table, put the card case down on the table, and maybe you've got the deck of cards here loose from the box or something like that. But you can't put the cards inside the case. That's something to consider because that kind of weakens it a little bit from a practicality point of view. The next problem is, so there's a one-time prep to set the trick up, which is fine. But then, in order to set it up before a performance, you have to do something, okay? You have to do something. It's gimmicked in a particular way that you have to... I'm not going to say what you've got to do, but you've got to do this and push this down and pull this up and do this and do that and do the other. Once you've done that, the card case is set. And once it's set, it looks like a normal card case. But it is not. It is... Basically, the best word for it is primed. Now, once it's... The way this works, and the way this works so well, the reason the switch works so well, is if you just touch a particular part of that card case, it's going to fire the switching device. Which means that you can't have this set up and put in your pocket. Because it will fire when it's inside your pocket. So once you've set up this, once you've set this up, you have to have it out in the open. So you would have to walk over to a table and put this card case down on the table. And what you'd have to do, and it takes probably around about... the first time I did it, it took a minute, but I got it to about 15 seconds because I was practicing it again and again. Say 10 or 15 seconds, 20 seconds to set this card case. So, but you can't do it in front of an audience. So after every performance, you'd have to go away somewhere, prime the card case again. Then you'd have to walk over to the table with the card case in your hand, and you'd have to put the card case down on the table.
I don't think I'll do this.
Because if you have it in your pocket, it's going to prime, and you're going to have that reset every single time. Now, the other thing is, the card that goes on top of it, the blue card that goes on top of it, is not a real card. Without giving too much away, it is not a real card at all. Which means they can't touch that card at all. You have to have this card taken out, pre-folded, and you have to put it on top of the card case in just the right position in order for it to connect with the primed device. So you can't have that touched. You can't. Now, you have to have that card somewhere, So maybe you put it in your pocket or a wallet and you say, hey, I've got a lucky card here. I don't know. It doesn't cover that on the tutorial. But because of how this card is made, bearing in mind it's not a real card, it will break very, very easily. So you have to put it somewhere where it's really safe. You can't even have it like squashed flat in a wallet or something, because then it's not going to open up, which it needs to do.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with this card as well. So in essence, the perfect scenario to do this is to walk over to a table with a card box in your hand, empty, put this card box down on the table, take this folded up card and put it there. Now, you could walk over with the deck in your hand as if you've taken the cards out the case already. That is okay, I suppose, but it means that you'd have to open up with a card trick. And you couldn't, because why are you taking the cards out the case and then not actually using the cards and you opening up with a coin thing? And then once you've done, and this is the other problem I've got with it, once you've done the switch, the card case can't be examined at all. Now, you could argue that the focus is on the card at that point, and I think it might be. I don't know, I'd have to try it in the real world. But you can't, because of how the trick works, the switching all takes place inside the card box. Mm-hmm. So you can't have that card box examined, else they'll see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
You can't even have it touched. They couldn't even pick it up. You'd have to take that card case away and put it away. Once it's fired, you could put it in your pocket. Okay, as long as it didn't get mashed up. But, you know, there's that. And you can't take the cards and put them away in the case afterwards, because the case is gimmicked and the cards won't fit in the card case.
Yeah.
All of that leads me to say I wouldn't do it. I think it's a very clever idea, and I do very much like the Switch, but I think there's too many things going against it that would stop me from doing it from a practicality point of view. Now, if you are a social performer and you want to do a really clean switch of a card for another card, and you've got friends coming around your house, absolutely, go for it, 100%. If you're doing a parlour show and you've got like a card box randomly there, that you got, great, go for it. You know, you have that box over there with a card on top of. But for me, it's not practical. I would rather do Jay Sankey's paper clipped with the full view switch, because at least with that, I can have the card in full view the whole time. I could even give it someone to hold on to, and I can just take it off and do the switch whenever I want. Is the switch as clean? Maybe not. But it's clean enough and it gets away from a lot of the negatives. So because of that, I'm going to give it 60%. It's okay. There's just too many drawbacks for me. It is a very clever idea,
yeah,
but I think they kind of rushed this out. I think that if they'd spent a bit more time thinking about it, having said that, they rushed it out. It's based on a trick that they brought out 5 years ago, so they've obviously not rushed it out. But maybe they should have put a bit more thought into it. I think it's too flawed. It gets 60% from me. What about you? I know you hate it.
Like, leave it like 30%.
30%. 30% from Ryland, 60% from me. That's Froggy 2.0. Let's move on. Okay, so the final trick today that we're looking at is Final Destination from your friend Michael O'Brien. From O'Brien Magic. And Michael O'Brien is back with a confabulation routine all based around travel. So it's all based around travel. And what you get in this set is you get some digital assets that you can put onto your phone, and you also get some. You can get this as a download or a physical product, but if you get it as a physical product like we did, you get these really nicely made boarding cards. And you get 5 different boarding cards, which means that you can do the trick over and over again and have a different outcome every time from different tables, which you would expect from Michael O'Brien because he's a real worker. But you also get, as well as the 5 boarding cards, you get all these digital assets, hundreds of them, that allow you to do a multitude of routines. Now, I'm going to show you, or you're going to perform, the basic routine with these. So this is the basic routine. If you want to learn one trick, the first trick you learn on this is the basic routine, which is this. It just uses 1 boarding card and it uses your phone in order to do a really cool confabulation. Should we show them that first? Yep. Let's have a look at this.
Okay, so I've got my dad behind the camera. I have my wallet here and it's got a prediction in, and I've got my phone here and it's got a bunch of different locations. Like we've got Cairo, Las Vegas, like there's a bunch of different locations on here. Sydney, Porto, bunch of different things. Now I've got my dad behind the camera. we're just going to take it and Dad, you're just going to swipe like this over and over again, okay? Swipe as many times as you want.
Done.
Done. Okay, we're going to look at your location. New York. Okay, so we're going from New York.
We're going from New York.
Okay, now we're going to go back a little bit and I'll tell you what, we're going to go a different way. You're going to go the other way this time. So what we're going to do is just swipe this way now, okay?
Swipe this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Done? Okay.
Yeah.
You ended up on London.
Let's have a look.
It's gone down a little bit, but London.
Okay, London.
London, okay. Now, so you're going from New York to London. Now I'm going to open up the airlines instead of destinations. Okay. There you go. So I've got airlines here. Now, as you can see, a bunch of different airlines. All these different ones. Big different airlines, okay?
Okay.
So all you're going to do...
Same
swipe,
thing.
Yeah, just swipe this way. Many times as you want.
Done.
Okay. We got Virgin Atlantic. Virgin Atlantic.
Okay, that's a good airline.
Now in my wallet, this whole time, I said I have a prediction. Now, there's actually a boarding pass in my wallet. Now this boarding pass, it's for Virgin Atlantic. And we're going from New York straight to London.
Sorry about that. Ryland couldn't actually remember the trick that we were reviewing. I cut to the performance, and he was like, "Which one's this again?" I think it's because we've reviewed so many recently, haven't we? We've reviewed a lot over the last couple of weeks. Ryland's completely magicked out, and he's getting annoyed that his sister is constantly wanting to show him magic tricks.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad thing, but like, she's been constantly, like, because she's just going to magic. Like, you taught her 3 tricks, and every day, for at least like 2 hours a day, 2 hours of my time is Tia going up to me and saying, hold on, I've practiced the trick a lot more, can I show you again? Hold on, I've practiced this one a lot more. And then I'm like, right, you need to work on this. And she's like, right, I've done this, what do I need to work on now? I'm like, well, you've got this and this again. And she's like, okay. And then she forgets the thing I tell her again. It's just...
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Welcome to my world. Anyway, are we on the same page? Do we know what the trick is now, Ryan?
Yeah.
Michael O'Brien's Final Destination, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
it's a good trick.
It's a great trick.
It's
a great trick.
It's a good trick.
I love the use of the phone in order to do the method. That's a really clever way of doing this. And it's worth noting that the digital assets that you get as part of this is ridiculous. Michael O'Brien is an incredible teacher, isn't he? Like, the tutorial is phenomenal. It's as long as one of my tutorials. There you are. There's Thea. Yeah. It's the tutorial is as long as one of my tutorials.
Yeah.
And Michael goes through so many different things, but he's included so many digital assets for bonus routines and so, for example, you saw the performance there. You've got over 100 different airlines that you can choose from, and he's made some of them like jokey airlines, like Pokemon Travel and stuff. So if you're doing it for a family audience or kids, you can actually change around which airlines that you use.
That's
nice. You know the boarding cards. You've got digital versions of the boarding cards, so you can actually put those boarding cards into your Apple Wallet on your phone, and you can say, look, I've got a boarding card here. You can then force everything on the phone and then show the boarding card, so it can all be done completely on your phone without any apps at all.
And that shows that like you've not got multiple
exactly
boarding cards and stuff.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
nice.
clever. He's got a really nice way, and I when I saw this I thought of you. He's got a really nice version where he brings out 5 boarding cards and he does all of the necessary stuff that he does on the phone, and then he has them pick one of the boarding cards. And then Quinta. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Ryland's going to want to use Quinta for this. And then there's more bonus material, and there's more bonus stuff, and then he's added other stuff, and he's added other stuff. I think there's about 4 hours on this project of various different things. And it's all got the core method behind Final Destination, but then he's adding so many other, and he just keeps updating it. So he just keeps adding more stuff into the... into the files. I mean, I think there's 100 different destinations that he's got now.
Wow.
100 different destinations.
That's a lot of destinations.
I know, right? And it's just...
Has he got Chesley Hay yet?
No, he does not have Chesley now yet. Nobody would want to come on holiday to Cheslin Howe, trust me. But as it stands, this is, you know what I love about this? You know, the buzzword in Magic is everyday carry. What's your everyday carry? What's your everyday carry? And a lot of people, they say their everyday carry is like, I carry a pack of cards and a set of linking rings. And it's like, well, that's not really an everyday carry. For me, an everyday carry is something that looks like I would organically have it on me if you caught me out and about, not ready to do a show. So if I was just walking around the shops and somebody said, do me a trick, I wouldn't have a set of linking rings on me. I wouldn't have a pack of cards on me. That's where...
My everyday carry is my coins. I've got my Morgan dollars and stuff. Like, this, like, I've got to put that... I need to get an updated size for these, because these aren't the right size for Morgan dollars. They can only fit one. That's why I got two of them. But just like some simple...
Yeah.
Like, just simple coin magic, got that. Like, you know.
Ryland is so into coin magic now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got like, well, I'm trying to. Yeah, I've got a lot of routines that work out at the moment.
Yeah, but it's all about coin magic right now.
That's good.
Yeah, that's sick, man. That looks really good. Yeah, but for me, so an everyday carry for me, Keymaster is a perfect example of an everyday carry. Chop is an example of an everyday carry.
Yeah.
Cheetah chips is not for me an everyday carry because I wouldn't carry poker chips around with me. This is a great everyday carry because if you've got your phone on you, then you're good to go. You don't need to have
boarding pass in your wallet.
You don't even need to have it in your wallet. You can have it in a digital wallet on your.
Yeah, you can have it on a digital wallet, but like, and what I'm saying is you can also have it in your wallet. So
yeah. I love this. I love this so much. I'm definitely going to do this. It's on my phone. It's going to stay on my phone, and it's going to be one of those things that I do on my phone an awful lot. I'm giving this 98%. I think this is brilliant. I think that anybody who performs commercially should have this in their set because it's so well thought out, and there's so many different options and so many different ways you can do it. And the fact that you can do it physically with boarding passes, or you can it's great. It's great. And I'm just scratching the surface. I could literally sit here with Ryland for an hour and a half talking through some of the things you can do with it.
Yeah.
As it stands, just buy it. You'll love it. 98%.
I love it.
98 for me. What about you?
100%. 120 plus Julie.
120% plus Tulin from Ryland. 98% from me. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's killer.
It's killer.
It's
It's
killer.
killer. It's killer.
It's
killer. Is it Sigma? Is that good?
Yeah,
Is Sigma
Sigma
good?
good.
It's Sigma, boy. Is that how you say it? Ohio! Is that what you do? Is that right? Am I down? It's Sigma, Ohio. Yo! Yeah! Down with the kid.
That's an overshot shot in the bag.
That's it, bruv!
Overshot shot in the bag.
Yeah, bruv!
That's an overshot shot in the
Oh. Ow! That was Skibbity. Are you Delulu? Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow Ryland on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, Ryland the Kid Magician. And if you want to join my streaming platform for magicians and you want to hang out with all the cool kids, then go to thenetrix.com and you can go and get... You can get access immediately. Thank you so much.
Why don't you say www.
I'm trying to stop it. It's a bad habit that I'm trying to get out of. Because
www.
apparently, if you say www, you're old, and I'm not old. So
www.thenetrix.com.
Shut up.
www.thenetrix.com.
We'll see you again.
Say it.
www.thenetrix.com.
Cookies!
See you again, everyone. Bye.
Bye!